KRC20 inscriptions and smart contracts are the talk of the town on Kaspa right now. It's one big task to accomplish something like this on an existing chain. Therefore, there is a dedicated team behind this, and that is Casplex. Just today, the Casplex team gave an interview on a Twitter space. It's also linked here on the official website of Kaspa. So let's go through this together and have a look if there's some interesting information that we can extract here. So without any further ado, let's go. Welcome back to another episode of Philprints, your one and only stop for crypto finance and trading. Just 2 days ago, I made an in-depth video about this topic already, and within just 1 day, it has become the most clicked video on my channel. And this shows how big the interest in this topic is right now. And for sure, it doesn't come as a surprise. This is a technological advancement that could bring Kaspa to the masses. Because if you think about it, up to this point, the biggest buzz that has been created in crypto is, for example, meme coins, apart from the productive narratives such as AI, RWA, DPIN, and so on. And in the end, with fungible tokens like KRC20, and later on, non-fungible tokens with KRC2021. Stuff like this will come to Kaspa and could push Kaspa further into the mainstream. As a best case scenario, Kaspa could become the new runner-up similar to the base chain. All right, let's go through this script together and see what we can extract. More specifically, it was not the whole Casplex team, it's Chris, the co-founder and project manager of Casplex. And he emphasizes that KRC20 is a big Twitter topic right now, and some of the guesses about it were indeed accurate, but others are not quite spot on. So he goes on and introduces KRC20 and Casplex more specifically. So he says we are a non-profit organization funded by the Kaspa Ecosystem Foundation, and Casplex is our project that aims to act as an infrastructure on Kaspa. And this is to allow developers, artists, and influencers to launch their own project easily on Kaspa. And he really makes sure to communicate that KRC20 is the first protocol based on Casplex, but it's not everything that Casplex stands for. So Casplex KRC721 will be another protocol on Casplex, but there is more to come. And he also says that other developers can also build more applications based on Casplex because all of our protocols and tools are open source and free to use. And there are so many more things you can do with Casplex beyond just issuing tokens. And that means Casplex is just the baseline for the community to build great stuff on Kaspa, even before smart contracts. And you could say that the KRC20 fungible token standard and the KRC721 non-fungible token standard is just a demonstration of what is possible. So you might know already there is a roadmap. I've shown you this roadmap in my last video. This was released just 1 week ago. There will be an open beta later this month, but before that there will be a closed beta 1 or 2 weeks before the open beta. Also, the white paper is not published yet, but this will follow also this month. So to me that sounds like it's still possible to get into closed beta. It hasn't started yet. It's most likely best to follow Casplex on Twitter to get the most recent update. All right, so let's get to the first questions that the Casplex team, or more specifically, Chris, one of the co-founders, has been asked. But before that, please make sure to enter my Telegram group, which comes with one of my trading indicators and a 1-hour trading course that explains it and helps you to build your own strategy for free. I want my community to thrive. Secure your spot while it's still free. This may change for new members in the future. Link is down below. And the first question is, for the public beta in May, will support from Rust nodes be needed? Now, for reference, Rust is a programming language, and originally Kaspa has been built with the Go programming language. And for some months now, Kaspa is actually in the process of transitioning to Rust, because that will mean more efficiency, more throughput for transactions, and so on. By the way, Rust is also the programming language that Solana is based on. All right, so Chris answered to that. Since Casplex uses regular P2SH transactions, there is no need for Rusty Kaspa support for the deployment, minting, and transfer of KRC20 tokens. Now, first and foremost, P2SH means pay to script hash. And I won't go into too much detail, but this is basically just a mechanism for multi-sig or multi-signature transactions, meaning transactions where there is possibly multiple senders and multiple receivers. Or in other words, there is multiple validations necessary for a transaction. And the thing is, while we are in this transitioning process from Go to Rust, there is full nodes on the Kaspa network. There are still on Go, and then there are some that are built on Rust. And for KRC tokens to work, a Go node is actually sufficient. They already tested this. They created KRC20 tokens. These will not be carried over to the open beta phase. Also, they will define a block height after which the deployment of KRC20 tokens officially will be considered valid. So a block height is just a point in the blockchain, or a block deck in that case, from which on the block deck will also include these KRC20 tokens. But he also mentions that for token trading, so not just deployment, minting, and transfer, well, this is actually only supported in Rusty Kaspa. So therefore, marketplaces for these tokens or DEXs, they will need to have a Rusty Kaspa node. Next question is, will the Casplex marketplace be launched at the same time? And Chris answers to that the transaction history of KRC20 will be checkable, but they will not provide a trading service on their website. He also said that they have verified at the code level that KRC20 token trading will be implementable for a DEX, so it's technically feasible. And for that, it's necessary to have partial signed transactions, so they implemented that. And he once again emphasizes that Casplex won't do that on its own. They will just provide the APIs necessary to build marketplaces and DEXs, for example. Question number 3 was, what advantages does KRC20 have compared to other token protocols? So Bitcoin has many asset issuance protocols like Atomicals, Ordinals, Rune, Stamp, and Colorcoin. And all of this is actually creating a lot of buzz. Each has its own advantages and disadvantages. However, if we truly delve into it, the data is actually written through OP return, bear, multi-sig, redeem script, or witness script. There isn't really anything new. And that is something that is very interesting and important. Colorcoin has been around for some time. Ordinals is around for maybe 1.5 years. And for example, Rune is the talk of the town right now. But actually, they're just using these on-chain functions, these functions that are implemented into, in this case, the Bitcoin blockchain. This is also mentioned in this article here that is linked on the Casplex Twitter page. And here they say, somewhere in the middle, from a technical perspective, there are usually several ways to inscribe data into UTXOs. And UTXO is short for unspent transaction output. This sounds fancy, but it's in the end Bitcoin that is in a wallet that has been transferred and that is not spent yet, because it's on the wallet. So once again, it's just Bitcoin being on a wallet or any other cryptocurrency. And these 4 functions are just different ways to inscribe data into a UTXO, meaning into an existing piece of cryptocurrency. And ordinals, runes, atomicals, these are in the end just marketing phrases to describe that a different kind of mechanism has been used to inscribe data. And that's about it. But now the very important thing is these mechanisms haven't been invented for inscriptions. And now for example, ordinals to function, the flow of the UTXOs needs to be tracked all the time. And that has caused a serious increase in the size of the mempool. And in case you don't know, the mempool is basically the waiting room where you can find the transactions that are yet to be approved. And this in the end congests the whole network. And I've seen that personally for ordinals. When these were new, I was tinkering around with them, tried out some stuff, and at that time they were extremely hyped. And the Bitcoin network was so congested that I had to wait for a transaction 1 whole day. And normally a Bitcoin transaction takes about 10 minutes. Back to the interview, he goes on and says that the primary principle guiding the protocol's design is to avoid imposing negative effects on Kaspa. Unlike, as just explained, certain protocols that contribute to the UTXO bloat issue in Bitcoin. He then continues, our goal is to let Casplex become an infrastructure module for Kaspa. When designing, we focus more on how deeply and long-term integrate with the Kaspa ecosystem. So I really like how they are approaching this. They don't just go for the fastest and dirtiest way to bring these token protocols to Kaspa, just throw them out there so that the community is happy about it. They are really thinking about how to properly integrate it and don't repeat the mistakes of other protocols. So in the end, there can be a thriving ecosystem. Now he also says the way how they want to ensure that there will be not this kind of UTXO bloat is an additional gas fee mechanism. So this will enhance miner stability, and the goal is to ensure that assets issued based on Casplex will have long-term value and will not depreciate due to the possible emergence of new protocols in the future. Based on that, the next question was, what is the extra gas fee mechanism? And he explains that when you deploy a KRC20 token, you will need to pay a higher gas fee, so higher than usual. And they set this fee to 1,000 Cas, but they may modify this value when they will launch officially. And after deployment, for everyone who is minting tokens, the extra gas fee will be set to 1 Cas. On the other hand, token transfers and trading will not require any additional fees. Also, all of these additional fees will be paid to miners, so this can bring a lot of benefits, like preventing malicious deployment of large numbers of tokens, reducing the generation of redundant data, and improving the stability of miners. So all in all, it's a win-win situation. You can really see that they are working with the same approach like on Kaspa itself. It all feels really stable and sturdy. Everything builds on top of each other. So these were the main questions, but there's also some most possible questions from the audience. I won't go through all of them, but there is some important things here, and that is mainly the first one, how to participate in the closed beta. The closed beta is aimed at users with technical backgrounds to discover potential bugs. We will invite some wallet and browser developers to participate in the closed beta. So if you want to participate in the closed beta, you should know how to submit transactions through code to mint KRC20 tokens on the testnet. And now he says you can also get more information by joining our upcoming Discord channel. And that is something to keep your eyes on, because that will be the place to join the closed beta, to join the open beta. And also in the future, this will be most likely the melting pot for everything that will be developed on Casplex and therefore be part of the Kaspa ecosystem. How can I contribute to the Casplex community? So once again, he mentions the Discord channel. There it will be possible to discuss the future direction of the protocol. And if you're an influencer, you can launch your own token or NFT collections. Well, maybe I should think about that. Let me know down in the comment section if you would like to see a Philprints token. And then let's have a look at this question. I think this is also important. What benefits can Cas holders get from Casplex? I really like this answer. It's hard to make people aware of the technical advantages of Kaspa. I think the biggest benefit is that with Casplex, more users can directly try out apps instead of obscure technical jargon. Thereby, they can experience the cutting-edge technology of Kaspa. This will bring more users to Kaspa. Additionally, to use these dApps, users need to have some Cas. So the demand for Cas will go up. I can't predict the price, but I believe this is a positive factor for Cas holders. And I think that's very well said. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, please ask yourself why and do it now. You really don't want to miss any of the next videos. Of course, this was not financial advice. Please always do your own research, make up your own mind. This was Philprints for you. Until next time, crush the markets. Goodbye.